So we're going to begin laying down, and we're going to put the soles of the feet flat on the floor, hip width and legs parallel. And just feel your foot connection to the floor. Not too much weight in your feet, but might be able to really feel the skin and muscle of your feet. Good, and then feel the weight of your pelvis on the floor and the weight of your shoulder blade in the back of your ribs, back of your arms, hands, and the back of your head. And notice the places in the body, we'll start at the feet, that aren't touching the floor. There's an energetic readiness, a lightness in the arches of the feet, even behind the knuckles of the toes, lower back of the knees, obviously, off the floor. Lower back, the back of your neck, maybe the back of the wrist. So we have this sense of groundedness, but also a readiness in the body, a readiness for action, but an ease of being in this moment. Tune into your breathing. Good, and then we're going to start just swaying the knees a little bit from side to side. Now, we're going to take the knees further and further each time, and notice the core of your body. So we don't want to just swing the knees and use gravity. We want to use that readiness in the body for action without it becoming stressful in the body. There's an ease to the power available in the core of the body. Feel the front core of the body supporting the back. As you take your legs further and further. So there's no strain on the spine to lift the legs. You might be reaching your knees down almost to the floor now, or onto the floor. To feel the front core of the body retracting, supporting the spine. Good. Hold your knees over to the left side when you get there, and then take your right arm up and reach that side of your body. Right side. Really. Nice work. Core awareness, bringing the legs back up. Let them swing over to the right side. Good. You can just let your legs lay down there and lift your left arm up so it's on the floor by your ear. Stretching the left side of the body. Good. And then coming back up to center, we're going to press the lower back into the floor so you feel that connection. Belly is hollow. Good. And we're going to take the feet off the floor so the knees are over the hips. Good. And arms straight up. And we're just going to wiggle our hands and feet. You can go inward circle. Keep pressing your lower back. Press the belly to the lower back. Outward circle hands and feet. Feel that nice work in the core of the body, but we'll stay relaxed around the heart and the chest. Good. Press your lower back. Lift your fingertips up. Lift the knees up. Good. And we'll sway the legs to the left and the arms to the right. And then opposite side. We're just going to sway gently, a little bit side to side. But keeping the lower back pressing, keeping the tummy pressing to the lower back. Beautiful. And hug your knees in, rocking a little bit from side to side. Good. Now roll over to your side or cross your feet at your ankles and come up to sitting, feet out in front. We're going to warm up the hands by pointing the fingers back behind you. And I should face the other way so the light's on me. So fingers back behind you or out to the side a little bit. And just stepping your hands a little bit, placing your hands flat on the floor. You're rocking across your sit bones a little bit. Good. And then place your hands where it feels comfortable for your wrists. So probably turned out about 45 degrees. Your feet are hip width on the floor and feel the connection of the feet again. Good. We're going to press the tummy to the spine and just imagine lifting the bottom off the floor. So you don't have to do that to start with, but feel the feet press. Feel the tummy engage. The length of the spine, lift the heart, looking up. Good. And then we are going to try and lift up. Now, if you don't lift up, don't worry. Just keep that activity in the body, lifting the bottom a little and then lowering down. Good. We want to relax the hands. So just sitting up tall and making those circles again. Circles around the wrist and the other direction. Good. Hands behind you again. Out at 45 degrees. Pick up your left foot under the right foot or under or behind the right foot. Still got your right foot pressing. Roll onto your left heel a little. Lift up your right arm and reach the right arm back. Now, some people can press into the hand and lift the hip off the floor. Otherwise, just work on opening the chest. Good, and breathing deeply. Nice. And then we'll come back to center. Right foot goes under the left foot. We roll over to the right hip and lift the left arm and reach the left arm out to the side so the chest is open. Some people can lift up as well. Lift up onto your right hand, really opening the chest, lifting the hip. Good. And center. And we're going to do a couple more on each side. So left foot behind the right foot. Good. Pick up the right arm, roll onto the left hip bone, open the chest and lift the hip if that's available. Good. And back to center. Right foot behind the left. Roll onto the right hip. Lift the left arm. Lift the hip and open the chest. Good. And one more each side. Left foot behind the right foot. Right arm lifts up. We roll onto the left hip. Take the arm back, open the heart. Beautiful. Right foot behind the left foot. Lifting the left arm, lifting the hip. Beautiful. And we're going to take an all fours position. Sorry, adjusting microphone, smoothing. All right, now in all fours, stretch your fingers out wide, especially because we've got a cooler morning. Just see how your wrists feel. Take your shoulders around the wrists in little circles. Try to keep your fingers straight, nice and strong. Press your fingerprints, press the base of your index fingers. Stretch the thumbs towards each other. Now look at your elbows. They want to be a little bit bent. No, they might not want to be, but please do bend them a little bit and press out just above your elbows and go in the other direction with your circle. Lovely. Now we're going to take the knees out wide and here, hips back to the heels, forward virasana. Feel the connection of your hands to the floor. The front of the shins, the front of the feet, or the top of the feet. Feel the broadness of the back body. Finding your breath there. Take your elbows down to the floor and try to have your forearms parallel if you can. And walk your knees back a little. We're going to ease the chest forward and look up. And then we're going to ease the hips back and take it nice and slow for your shoulders. Maybe your head relaxes on the ground. And we're going to keep moving with the breath. Inhale, chest moves forward. Look. As you exhale, chest moves towards the leg and relax the back of the neck. Inhaling, chest forward, look up. And as you exhale, chest towards the keep going. My elbows are sliding out. That might be happening for you too. If you can keep that contact of the forearms and the elbows with the floor. Good. Bring your shoulders directly over your elbows. Walk the knees in a little. They're sort of under the line of the hips. Tuck your toes under. Good. We're going to lift the knees just off the floor. Feel the tummy retract to really support the spine. Nice work. And sway your hips a little bit from sideways. Look forward, lift the breastbone, draw the shoulder blades back. Find that deep breath. Nice. And release. And we're going to rest our arms into child's pose now. So rest them beside you if that feels appropriate. Sometimes it feels better to rest them in front. See what feels best for your shoulders. Excuse me. And letting the back of the body broaden and lengthen. Good. And then arms all the way out in front, forward virasana. Feel that nice connection with your hands again to the floor. Strong, straight fingers. Fingertips pressing down. Shoulder blades pull. Nourishing breath. Good. And then inhale and come up into an all fours position, tucking the toes under. We're going to lift the knees just off the floor. Remember, elbows a little bit bent. Press out just above your elbows to your upper arm muscles, triceps. All right, look forward and sway the hips a little bit. Keep the weight in the fingerprints. Good. Come back to center. Lift the knees away from the floor. Bend the knees. Lift the heels high. Let the head hang down. Downward facing dog pose. Good. Lift the heels higher and start to sway the hips from side to side. So you're massaging across the balls of the feet. So each toe joint gets to share this stretch. Good. And then back to center. And then we're going to press the heels down to the floor. lift the sit bones. Keep the head just hanging down. Where is the weight in the hands? Try to even that up across the hands. You'll notice it always seems to be heavier in the outside of the hand, so try to press down the inside. Good. And then we're going to walk to the front of the mat, however that feels like it works for you. You might try and press your heels towards the floor so you feel that hamstring stretch. And then rolling up, your arms up. Inhale, arms up. Urdhva and then Uttanasana. Put your hands on your legs or the floor and roll your spine up to the ceiling. So we stretch the skin on the back of the spine, but then do the opposite and roll the spine down towards the floor so the breastbone lifts and you're looking up in front of you. Feel the bones of the spine embed forward. You might feel that that intensifies the stretch in the legs, so you can bend your legs a little bit more to get even more movement in your back. Reach the belly forward, breathing deeply. Now try and keep that shape in your back, the back bend shape, and then see how you go straightening the legs. And you might be better to try one at a time. You might feel like it's a more effective stretch without compromising the spine. Keep the sides of the neck long and enjoying satisfying, nourishing breath. Good, and then bend your knees and inhale and coming up. Looking up. Great. We're going to stand side on onto the mat and we'll stand in Tadasana, but with feet hip width. That classic mountain poses with the feet together. You know how much I love this one. The reason I love this is to encourage us all to use this stance in everyday life. And particularly if you couple it with awareness. So where do you feel the weight of your feet on the floor? And we want to feel that spring action in the parts of the feet that aren't quite touching the floor, like the inner arches behind the base of the toes. And feel that energy, that energetic readiness in the whole body. So the front of the thighs, the lift of the hips, the breastbone, the top of the head, and the shoulder blades reaching down. Upper arms rolling out, palms in. Enjoying each breath. And with that energetic readiness, we're going to spring out to feet hip width distance, however you like, light or heavy. Good. I'm going to try and mirror. We'll see how it goes. So maybe we'll look like we're the same direction. Right foot turns out at 90 degrees, left foot turns in. Great. And we'll take the arms out from the shoulders. Now we're going to keep the legs straight. The left hand down onto the left leg, right arm up. And then we're going to kind of windmill the arms to the other side to Trikonasana. And we're going to keep going with the breath. Now you're trying to keep the front of your body as much as you can parallel to that long edge of the mat. But we're taking it nice and gentle So there's a real opportunity to keep both sides of the waist long. Finding the breath. That energetic readiness in your body to move. And that comes from muscular support. So the core of the body. We might not be reaching as far as we're able, but we're able to move without fear of injury. Able to move with ease. All right, then we're going to hold our Trikonasana. Doesn't have to be very deep, but we're going to try and roll the left rib back and lift the heart towards the ceiling. Feel nice and strong in your legs, lift your knees. Looking up at the ceiling. Good. Now, really strong in the core of the body to lift up. Good work. Keep your arms extended, turn your feet to the second side. So left foot turns out at 90 degrees. Strong, straight leg. Feel that lovely spring in the feet that lifts up through the legs and the spine. Good. And then we're going to reach the right hand back onto the right leg and the left arm lifts up. Feel how long the waist is. Good. And then we're going to windmill the opposite side to your Trikonasana. Don't have to go too deep here. We're lifting the arms, lifting the front of the leg. Feeling the work of the core of the body. There's a muscular support, an awareness, so that we don't just fling our back from side to side. There's that feeling of readiness in the body. Potential. All right, we're going to reach into our Trikonasana. Don't have to go too deep here. Lifting up the right arm, rolling back the right rib, opening the heart to the ceiling. Breathing deeply. And then coming up to center. Bring the arms in. Turn your feet to toes in. Good. We're going to forward bend. Walk your hands as far forward as you can. Allow the chest to open towards the legs as much as your body's able. Neck relaxed. Shake your head a little bit. Good. And now bend your right leg so your left leg is straighter. So stretch a little bit more there and then come back up to center. Bend your left leg so your right leg is straighter. Keep going from side to side. Just letting that stretch happen a little bit more. Good. Back to center. Turn your right foot out at 90 degrees. Walk your hands in to support yourself. So we're going to be in our Trikonasana again. Just put your hands up onto your legs so you can lift yourself up. Take your left arm up. You find, probably should have said it before, but if you have trouble with your Trikonasana, you find that you are prone to injury or your shoulder feels really restricted, you can always do the posture with your hand on your hip. So whichever hand's on top, in this case your left hand, and you can roll the hip back and work on opening the rib cage. Otherwise, we're going to reach up with that left hand and reaching down with the right. Both sides of the waist long. Breathing deeply. Feel the connection of your feet. Try not to grip your toes, but feel each toe. Good. Now really aware of the core of the body. So when you lift, there's all that muscular work happens in the front core of the body. Nice work. Turn the toes back to the front. We're going to bring the hands at the hips and fold forward. And reach your hands out as far as you can in front of you. Lengthen both sides of the way. Feel the connection of the feet to the floor. Unravel the toes if they get a bit crossed. Feel that energetic spring of the inside edges of the feet. The kneecaps lift. Good. Let's bend the right leg and straighten the left leg. And then opposite, bend the left leg, straighten the right leg. And just a little bit from side to side. Lift the pelvic floor. Relax the neck. Good. And then coming back to center, we're going to walk the hands around to support to the left foot. We're going to turn the left foot out at 90 degrees. Use your hands to support yourself to come up, to lift up. Use the core of the body. All right, and we're going to find Trikonasana to the left side. So the left hand down onto your leg. You can have your right hand on your hip, rolling the hip back, or take your right hand up to the ceiling. But we really want to find our feet. Feel that connection. Lift the kneecaps. Lengthen the sides of your waist. Open the heart to the ceiling. And breathing deeply. Good. Feel that energetic spring in the body, in the core of the body. So when you lift, there's lots of support for your spine. Nice. Turn your feet back to the front and spring into feet together. It might be wiggling a little bit, kind of springing. Feet are underneath the hips. Find Tadasana. So when we had the legs out wide, we reached the hands in front. You could feel that lengthening in the side of the waist. If you can do this in your Tadasana, feel the front core of your body really supporting the back. Hands in front of your heart. We're going to press the hands. You can feel your upper arm muscles are toning. Good. And bend your knees. Turn sideways so you can see. Just check you've got your feet parallel, legs parallel. Bend your knees. Your hips are sitting back behind you a little. But we want to keep that real sense of the front core truly supporting the shape of your spine. Do you feel easeful in your spine? Your body feels ready, ready to spring, ready for action. We're exploring that strength and ease, finding the nourishing breath. Good, and feel your feet in contact with the floor. Beautiful. All right, some people might feel like they can sit from here, or you might release and use your hands to help you approach the floor with your kind of ease. We're going to sit with the legs straight out in front. I like to fold the blanket on the short end for sitting on. It's a better shape for that part of the body. Bones and buttocks. All right, we're going to press the heels down as though you could press down and make a hole in the floor. All right, now you can use your hands to help you with the lift of the spine, or you can just relax them. But really try and get your feet to press down. It's a difficult action. It's almost as if you haven't got anything to press against. But we're switching on the muscles that do that. Good. And then we're going to really release. There's a nice sensation when you let go of that muscular work. Good. Let's switch those on again. So press the heels down. Maybe it works better if you put the hands on the floor. Press the heels down, press the heels down. Really press down. Good. And then release, taking notice of that feeling of releasing muscular tension, muscular work. All right, and one more. Ready for anything. Press the heels down. Spring of the muscles. Good, but also the ease of your spine and your shoulders and your neck. Pressing, pressing, pressing. Okay, and then really, 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 really relax. Great. Now, we're going to try our forward bending movement. And we're going to ease forward and then lift back up. As you exhale, you're easing forward. As you inhale, lift up and lift your torso up. The breastbone a little bit more. As you exhale, forward bend. Inhale, lift the breastbone. Now, you might be able to bring your hands in front. That might feel like it's better support. And if you've got a lot of movement in this forward direction, you might be reaching further down your legs. You don't have to lift up so far when you lift up. So that you're starting to feel that work in the back of the leg. Those muscles that we were contracting to try and push the heels into the floor, that's what we're trying to relax here. And there's a tension to the challenge of this movement. Just appreciating in your body that readiness to move, even if you feel like you're more upright. There's a readiness to let the spine lengthen, test the difficulty of the movement, the challenge. Good. And for the last few breaths, we're going to hold wherever you reach to. Aware of both the difficulty and the ease. Good. And then releasing. We're going to lay down and take your blanket out. Back into our neutral position for the lower limbs and the back. That is feet hip width parallel, legs parallel. Hands down onto the floor, press the palms down, press into your feet. Lift just the tailbone. So when you lift just the tailbone, the lower back presses to the floor, and you can feel the internal organs, especially the gut, sink to the back of the body cavity. Take some deep breaths into that part of the body. Little massage for the gut. Good. We're going to stay with that replenishing breath, but we're going to start to try and lift up a little bit more of the spine. See if you can get an inkling of each joint moving one by one. Notice what's going on in the body to make that happen. The muscular work in your legs, buttocks, thighs, in your back and your core, front core, even your arms and your shoulders. Keep the back of the neck lengthening. When you get up onto your shoulder blades, take your arms overhead. Good, and then lower back down and see if you can lower back down bone by bone. Just stay with the lower back on the floor, but the tailbone lifting, neck relaxed, shoulders relaxed. Breathing deeply into the belly. Good, and then release. Let's sway the legs a little from side to side. Knees all the way down on the left, look right. Core awareness as you lift the leg. Knees all the way down on the right, left. Core awareness as you lift the leg. And then hug your knees into your chest. People who would like to stay for the Shavasana can lay your legs down and make yourself comfortable. If you need to finish your practice, then rolling over to your side and coming up to sitting and namaste. So people who are staying, you have your legs out and let them roll out. If for any reason your lower back feels tender, like it needs extra compassion, put a blanket rolled up underneath your thigh. The closer that blanket is to the tailbone, the more ease for the lower back. Maybe in your laying down and using the support of the flat of the floor, you find that you feel short in the back of the neck. You're having to reach your head back to the floor and take a head support blanket. And then we pay attention to those touch points of the body to the floor. And if they are lining up, whether you've got extra support there or the flat of the floor, just noticing where there might be some tension. As much as we can, we're going to bring our awareness to that tension and see if we can let it go. Allowing the body to be heavy. Allowing the substance of the body to feel supported. Finding the flow of the breath. Feel the substance of your feet and toes. Your ankles and lower leg. Knees and thighs. Hip, belly. Buttock. Back of your pelvis. Back. Back of your ribs and between your shoulder blades. Side ribs and front ribs between your collarbones. Shoulders. Upper arm. Elbows. Forearm. Wrist. Arm. Thumbs and fingers. Now the back of your neck and your throat. The base of your skull. Forehead. Around your eyebrows. Between them. Around your eyes. Nose. Mouth. Lips. Tongue. Jaw. Ears. Holding your whole body in the focus of your awareness. Breath by breath. Feel again the weight of your body supported. The feeling of the breath and as you begin to move out of stillness, you start to harness that movement, readiness, and potential in the body. Do that with compassion, rolling to your side. And when you feel ready, come up and have a seat. So that the spine is long. You can feel the rise and fall of your ribs, the ease of your shoulders. And take that feeling with you. Namaste.